FNATIC had a flawless record on Lotus, 13-0. Throughout the 2023 season, this European juggernaut looked incredible on this map, absolutely tearing apart any team that dared facing them on their home turf. Nobody had an answer. Well, that was until Loud came along. They spent time in the lab, studying, researching, trying to crack the code as to what exactly made FNATIC so good on this map, and they figured them out. In this rematch, Loud took the cake and completely embarrassed FNATIC, striking down these Lotus gods. This beatdown was so brutal that in their final encounter, FNATIC ended up banning this map, not wanting to go through that hell again. So, what did they do? What did Loud discover? How were they able to do what no other team in the world has done before in beating FNATIC on their best map? Well, this is a problem that I see a lot of players struggle with on Lotus. Loud ended up going A 90% of the time and dominated round after round. Is there a problem with this part of the map? No, but this fundamental mistake cost FNATIC big time, and I don't want this to happen to you.
Teets, how can FNATIC make such a big blunder? Aren't they one of the best teams on the planet?
Yeah, of course they are, but even professionals make mistakes sometimes, and it can take an extra set of eyes to help players realize what they're doing wrong. Actually, the same can be said about you in your rank games, but finding quality coaches that have VCT experience is pretty hard to come by. Psych! Let me introduce you guys to the Immortal Roadmap program, the #1 premium coaching service for any level player. Each of their coaches have extremely high levels of expertise. I mean, look, where else can you find coaches like these? Their course offers over 60+ hours of personalized coaching, including drills, one-on-one coaching sessions, detailed player assessments, live lessons, and scrimmages. They've been running this program for over 2 years now and had over 500 students go through, many of which reaching Immortal, and some Radiant. Now, if you somehow, some way don't improve with all this, they offer a 5 rank up or your money back guarantee over their 8-week program. Now that's confidence. So what are you waiting for? Go sign up for the Immortal Roadmap program using my link in the description and do it quick because they're accepting only 50 students. Trust me guys, you don't want to pass up this opportunity. Now let's get back to the breakdown. Loud have been waiting for this matchup for a long time now. They've been doing their homework and are ready to throw the book at FNATIC this game. They're pounding them on A site this round, while their toxic screen is laid out to create a distraction over on C. This wall covers the entrance to Mountain Sight, so it's near impossible to know what's going on behind this goofy smoke. But why are Loud just rushing A against FNATIC, the Lotus Kings? Surely we have something more advanced than this. Well, Teets, who's in the middle of writing the script, if you take a look at every other FNATIC defense pistol rounds, they only contest rubble with a haunt. Usually on this map, defenses will dogpile utility in this entranceway to ensure they can keep one person posted on this line and go reinforce the rest of the map. Meaning that offenses will usually start elsewhere, wait all of this out, and come back later. But FNATIC don't do that, meaning Loud know if they just pop this spooky balloon, they can overwhelm the defenders and storm the site. Said hut! As soon as the barrier drops, FNATIC spikes the smoke on the ground, it blooms, and Loud funnel through. Now, Fade has some dirty lineups on this map that are a pain to shoot, but this orb serves as their shield in case they couldn't break the haunt. They've made it past rubble, and FNATIC think that rubble is secure as Leo starts to make his way off site. But Boaster is jiggling and spots an entire army. Boaster stops Leo from leaving. He smokes the entranceway, and Leo gets back on site, but he can't hold this flood all on his own. He's forced to retreat and play the retake. Now, this is way worse than it seems. 1. The offense only had to use a poison orb, one of the prowlers, and a rechargeable haunt to take the site. And 2. Townsend has realized that he shouldn't plant on this side of the box, or this side either. Why plant there when you can plant up against this wall that's considered to be the god plant spot? The only thing FNATIC have going for them is Alphayer coming through secret. If he can take this space, they'll trap Loud like fish in a barrel, and the attackers won't be able to spam the spike as well. This duel determines the round.
Happening over here by the breakable door. Door broken. Less, spots it. And, well, taking a new angle. With Alphayer falling, that could be more than a difference maker. Still revealed. Multiple players tucked into tree. Nade. A lot of damage being done. A lot of players weak from Loud. And Les still might have to be that difference maker. Smoke in their faces! And it's all FNATIC just falling to pieces.
Yeah, Les is the GOAT. When Alfier broke the wall, he had to reload, and Les heard this audio cue and used it to create a timing and snag the first blood. But look, after that kill, he doesn't overcommit to any other FNATIC members who are running at his teammates in tree. By just staying alive, he's applying constant pressure that FNATIC will have to worry about. Plus, the spike is planted for him. The defense needs to come to him. But once he knew that FNATIC were preoccupied with everyone in tree, he peeks out, recognizes that someone could be stairs, and secures the team the round. And let's not forget about this smoke either. It allowed Loud to sit here and spam in this straight line. That's why this plant spot is so insane. Regardless, Loud did their homework, and we're already seeing it pay off. Onto the anti-eco, FNATIC grouped up as 4 and tried to protect this orb, but Loud destroyed them with their paranoia haunt combo.
So good in those rifle situations.
Here's a fight, here's a skirmish, and a bit of a brawl, but Loud seeking to contain, put a stop to it.
And not only that, but because Townsend was hogging all the ecos, he managed to grab that orb, the spike, and have his ult on round 3. That's why it's important that on your eco rounds, you're not just running it down like a bunch of hungry hippos trying to stat pad your KD. Try and farm ult points so that on future swing rounds, you have a solid chance at winning them. Now that brings us here, and it looks like Loud have the same plan as Pistol, but FNATIC have Fade, Raze, and now an Astra Star at the entrance. Yeah, I don't like the look of this. All right, guys, teams love dumping utility in this area, and we don't have the tools to beat all of this out. So let's start elsewhere, and all right, time's up. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Maybe he can convert it. The night fall there, but here we go. Oh my God, is that?
How did that work? Give me a second. Wow. Loud really did their homework. In both of FNATIC's last 2 Lotus matches, there was not a single round where they would utility dump past Root. I mean, sometimes they'd use a boombot to clear the smoke, or one snakebite, but compare that to the utility fiesta we usually see crammed in this area. And I've never actually seen them use this star as a gravity well. What FNATIC do is pull it back. I think to protect the haunt from being broken, and then when the smoke fades, it'll tag anyone who tried to come out. But past that, Loud and no FNATIC aren't going to do anything to stop them. This setup is all bark and no bite, all thunder but no lightning, all sizzle but no stake. I'm sorry, you get the idea. But Loud called FNATIC's bluff on both pistol round and now the first full buy. They used their smoke again to protect themselves from getting scanned, and this play was so aggressive that it caught FNATIC with their pants down. Boaster is now trying to slow the attackers by spamming through secret, but it's futile. The rest of his team are rotating over and feel like they want to do some damage instead of full saving. I mean, just look at the money Loud are getting next round. So Alfier is heading into the hot zone to try and contain the offense in the spike explosion. But wait. Killjoy? She's out of range of her turret. Are FNATIC expecting Les's lurk?
That's Alfier, he's dropped down. Hasn't made any noise about it, but now spotted as well. But that shot rattled off. Aspas is going to seek to contain, he does. Doesn't get messy, doesn't get hairy, and there it is. One player left standing, it's Chronicle. Desperate to keep the rifle, but won't even get that.
FNATIC need to start fighting for rubble control. They've been rolling out the red carpet for Loud, and it's going to cost them this game. The defense can't keep bluffing. They desperately need this part of the map. Loud completely read FNATIC's mind last round, and now they're headed towards C. Wait a minute. A, then C, then A, and now C again. Interesting. And the defense are stacking more towards B and C in their soon-to-be 1-4-0 setup. Dude, what? A, C, A, and now C. I'm starting to get a bit suspicious. Regardless, Paper X's game plan is to take this candy from these baby weapons on C. Sounds easy, right? Wrong. These babies are throwing a fit. They're 4-stacked here, so that in case the offense goes up this lane, they're ready. But if they head up mound, they can flip open this door and face the attackers head on. So how are Paper X going to deal with this ambush? They start by sectioning off mound with a smoke in their haunt, while Sadak rips his jackhammer on A. Now with all this noise happening on the wings, FNATIC get the green light to form into the reactionary mid-stack. But they aren't making their next move yet. The defenders are patient, waiting for the perfect time to strike. Jing grabs his orb, and nothing happens. Paper X haven't felt much pressure and didn't get punished. They feel like C is safe to hit, but they're falling right into FNATIC's trap.
They've got the right angles for it. There's a Guardian in the hands of Leo. The Sheriff's on top of it. Nade rebounding. They want to try and fight all the way over this one. And look at this, picked to pieces, left into the 2 versus 2.
The defense hit some disgusting shots to turn this into an even 2-on-2. But despite this pinch working, FNATIC still don't have great of weapons, and they're separated. Paper Rex go for the plant while their Boombot holds back the Marshall. Boaster tries to land a wallbang, but can't find anything. All he's done is tell Paper Rex that he's all by himself. To avoid getting pinched, the attackers double up and plan to take him on while they're separated.
More than that, Boaster still is up against the doubled up position of the Loud players. The smoke's being watched, so definitely got messy.
So on the two most important rounds of this game, the pistol and first full buy, FNATIC have been getting torched on A, and they need to extinguish this fire. The weakness of this Fade comp is that it has a difficult time getting through these 3 choke points. Without flashes, there isn't much to get defenders off any of these angles. I mean, sure, you have your Viper Wall, which helps you leak out, but that's not a lot of space, and Fade's Prowlers might as well be made of mush. So as the defense, it is very important that you can test this space. Rubble. Without it, you're forced back into pretty rough spots, and the offense now has a million different options. They can pivot to B through Secret, pinch A through Tree, or go hit C now that reinforcements are here. It's hard to deal with all these possibilities effectively. But if you contain the attackers behind these entranceways, they're going to have to work double time to fight for map control. They'll burn smokes, dogs, movement abilities, and they'll spend more time and resources trying to break your Sentinel utility. So unless FNATIC want a wild zoo on their hands, they need to fight for the space and lock Loud out. I mean, the attackers know this. Instead of just sprinting out of the gate, Omen teleports on top of Root, and Raze zooms across rubble. They're anticipating FNATIC to bombard an entire United States military budget's worth of utility in this area, but it isn't there. The defense just pull off their patented haunt pullback smoke combo, which isn't doing anything. We're only 5 seconds into this round, and just look at how far back FNATIC are. They might as well just play retake. Now, Loud know that the defense are in a tight spot and are desperate being down a player, so they're waiting for FNATIC to run into their crosshairs. But nothing happens, so Loud's mid-round call comes in. Fade, use your Nightfall on A, and then you two, play with a button a little bit. We're selling a nasty fake.
Finding it difficult to generate advantages. Nightfall, it's a fake, but it doesn't see anyone, so do Loud pivot.
Do they want to commit to this?
Oh, what a mess.
Boaster, hold on. It's crouched and spamming.
The fake has failed. Loud have run straight into Rambo, and the two Odins are going at it. Now, Loud don't want to run into his stairs and secret crossfire, so Cowanton and Aspas take a detour through Tree, and they safely plant in the God spot again. FNATIC decide to leave Secret and group up Heaven to start the retake together. Boaster smokes off Tree, Chronicle mollies drop, and bullets rip through the site trying to find some damage. Boaster prepares to lay out the Cosmic Divide, but Aspas whips out a Showstopper. This wall would be useless. FNATIC won't be able to stick the defuse without getting blown to smithereens. So after Chronicle gets sent to Kingdom Come, FNATIC realize there isn't enough time left to realistically win this round. Leo falls, Boaster saves his Odin, and FNATIC drop another round because they can't hold this wall. FNATIC take a timeout to try and slow down Loud's hot start. Hey guys, I don't think this spooky eye is really doing anything. They keep taking A.
I think you're right. What if we just keep doing the same thing?
Yeah, I like that. I mean, they can't take A every round, right? Jinkies gang, I've solved the mystery. Look, remember that AC pattern we noticed earlier? Well, here's the thing. Whenever FNATIC are on a save or half buy, they'll bundle everyone up in these two areas. But why, you might ask? Well, on Lotus, there's 3 spike sites. Naturally, your defenses are going to be spread out more thin. But this is the only area where you can contest both B and C just by the press of a button. If the attackers go C, you can flip open this door and fight. If the attackers go B, hit the switch and fight again. Now, if they go A, I mean, oh well, you didn't have that great of tools to begin with. Let's just hope Viper can stall long enough for rotates, or get hers at the very least. But wait, that's not all I figured out. Loud's protocol is that if they're facing a low buy, they'll focus more towards C and farm these orbs to make sure they have ultimates on the important full buy rounds. With this game plan, it'll look like Loud aren't just abusing FNATIC on A, but are hitting other sites as well. When in reality, the meat and potatoes of their win condition is to abuse FNATIC's rubble hold, but only on the important rounds. Not only that, but Loud are starting to catch on to this pattern too. too. They remember this door pinch setup FNATIC ran on their last eco. So these three are still grabbing this orb, but Killjoy and Viper are going to lurk up B and hit FNATIC from behind. Let's see how these reads work. Loud Lava Nano, their Haunt, and Tui's teleports across, paranoia in hand, ready to punish another potential mound push like they saw round 2, but no one's here. Aspas quickly scales up, but as soon as Durka takes a shot, the trap gets triggered.
Shots fired here, door opens up wide. Alpha, that is maybe overstepping himself. Hello.
All right, there was a lot that just went down. Now, the setup, it kind of worked. Boaster knew a backstab like this was possible, so this smoke kept them safe while his team focused heavily on pinching mound. Sadek tried to spray through the smoke to alleviate some of this pressure off his teammates, but Boaster swung his hunky Odin around and punished by following the tracers. Fade is also low HP because Tui's accidentally paranoid his own team, leading them to run right into the defender's paint shells. Oh, and that's the spike. And FNATIC are trying to rotate quick and reposition their setup. They're leaving Alfier here to hold it, but Boaster and Fade are swapping spots so that when these two eventually take contact, Boaster is ripping his Odin through this door. But Counts has got no time for that. He's opening the door, and I don't think FNATIC are expecting the second lurk.
Makes things awkward for Les. The door opening.
Les recovers the fumble, but Durka has finished off Cowan's in. He's feeling it, peeking up from sight, looking for more. And Loud's next plan of action is to let Aspas hold mound while Tui's and Les fake B with their lockdown. The ult gets activated, a smoke gets placed, and FNATIC are shut out of this round. I mean, anything can happen. But with their C-space, Loud are sprinting back, and all that's stopping them from storming the site is Durka and his Marshall. He's shooting his shot, but keeps getting denied. If he goes down, FNATIC lose the player advantage. He needs to be careful.
No kill.
Boaster swings the trade, falls, but Leo gets him. We're left in a 2 versus 2, but Les takes on Viper. And with the Nightfall stemming from spawn, Loud form into a crossfire ready to punish. But look closely, Les isn't completely tucked into this cubby. Whether it's on purpose or not, he's on the edge of this wall, knowing that Leo has a Guardian. Some well-placed spam shots would break this crossfire. But as soon as he tries ripping some shots, Les closes out the round.
Pointing him into the corner, dodge to the side. Les is not lacking the confidence.
After last round's close call, Loud are back to... Jesus. Oh, holy moly. I keep forgetting that Lotus is teeming with wildlife. We got lions, monkeys, zebras, and these cool looking slugs. Wait, these things look familiar. Where are you going, little guy? Wait a second, who are you? Oh, no way! Sliggy! Do you want to cover a couple rounds for me?
Hey Teets, welcome to my slug club. Yeah, sure, I'll take over for a few rounds. Don't you worry, little guys, I'll be back. As Teets was saying, A control has been FNATIC's pain in the back all game, and they need to do something if they want to get back into it. It just doesn't look like it. I mean, they've dragged a third player over here in Boaster's Odin, but that's just not going to be enough. Loud are wondering when FNATIC are finally going to do something about this space, because Omen and Raze have TP'd and satchelled across rubble, but no one's taken damage. And Loud understands that their comp just shouldn't be able to get out of this choke this easy. That's why we see a Killjoy Nano, Odin spam, their own Haunt, and literally the kitchen sink. Taking A just shouldn't be this easy, but it is. FNATIC are still doing their scan and smoke combo, which actually has hurt them this round. It got multiple tags off, and Loud know they've been abusing this site all game. They've decided to leave the Viper here to create a distraction. Anchor the FNATIC rotates, while his teammates hit C, which in theory is weaker. But instead, FNATIC's reaction was to take space on C. Their plan was to create a strong bait setup with Durka's op. Leave B open for the retake with the Showstopper and Cosmic Divide, and triple stack A. Not a bad game plan for being abused on A, but this is a band-aid setup. It won't be good once these ults have gone. Regardless, Loud have funneled out of A site, while Sadek has been causing a ruckus, spamming everything possible. But when he goes to open the door, Boaster tears him apart. Man, the Odin is stupid good on this map. Back on C, Loud have pushed back the op, but are they clearing Killjoy?
Continue to iterate.
Here's Durka, operated out, not revealed, Alpha close to the corner!
Loud have taken the bait, and look at Aspas. He was bunny hopping around, not because he's a rabbit, but he has realized that he couldn't put his boombot away in time, turn around and shoot Killjoy. By moving like this, Alpha couldn't get more. but Durka re-peeked to play off him. And now Aspas is abandoned in a 4 versus 1. All he can do is grab the orb and save his Vandal. FNATIC won this round, but they almost got burned with how passive they were on A. They were one unchecked corner away from another potential loss. FNATIC have finally woken up and have chosen violence. Just look at this trap from last round.
One's not broken, it's a stack from FNATIC, and the door's broken, so starting to flood back into this one with a showstopper in the hands of Durka. If there is any presence here, they want to go for it. Okay, why not? Straight into them! Blown to pieces, it's a bloodbath in main.
Yeah, that was just nuts. Because their horn wasn't broken on A, and their line of sight was never blocked on both wings, the defense immediately pivoted to B, knowing that's exactly where Loud had to be. The C's covered close, and Gravwell covered the rest, and Loud got rocked. It's plays like these that can be the momentum shifters that teams need, and they are not done yet. Back in their timeout, FNATIC did talk about how easily Loud were taking A control, but they waited a few rounds to show their hand. They are done getting bullied.
Sees Nano, just a haunt that's taken care of, still the molly behind them. There's 4 players seeking to really meet them on top of it. Sees was dodged. Nade sent flying as well. This is really precarious and really a fight that you just can't afford to lose.
With their new haunt lineup, Snakebite, Seize, Paint Shells, and a 4-person crossfire, FNATIC have done it. They've gained the player advantage, and this time it's cost some for Loud to gain this space, their smokes player. With all that fighting, Les knew that B main had to be weak, so he ran up and broke FNATIC's turret. That's now another avenue FNATIC have to worry about. Leo and Boaster head back, forming a high-low setup, and both teams exchange more gunfire. But Chronicle has found another from stairs. Loud looked defeated, but look at the minimap. I don't think FNATIC realised that the door's been left open, and they've let a wild animal loose in their home. Sadak has walked through Secret, hopped up into Heaven, and takes down Chronicle.
Sadak should be set up for that. Yep, it's a freebie.
FNATIC are astonished. How did someone get in? The rest of Loud have followed suit, and Sadak repositions from Heaven and ults through Secret. This pit allows Loud to stand back, spam the spike with their surplus of mollies, and funnel FNATIC into them. It just doesn't matter if they're outnumbered, this setup is too strong. But FNATIC have their Killjoys locked down. If placed correctly, they can flush this cloud out. She plops it down Waterfall and it doesn't really cover the pit. But that's okay. As long as someone flanks through A, they should be able to pinch Loud. Durka's thought about it, but felt safer playing in front of Boaster's Cosmic Divide. He lays it down, but these 3 here, ready to fling constant damage at the spike, I don't think FNATIC can recover this round.
Cosmic Divide is going to be used to block off that particular portion. Another Nana Swarm. There, decay damage. Boaster is really getting chipped down, and low, but still Durka doesn't defuse anything to push this away. It's a nade. Everybody's collected close to the corner. Time is ticking. Tick-tock, blast pack.
Aspas
or
has
the
another.
util, and the pit has not fallen. Time is short. And FNATIC forced to just scurry away, back away.
What a round, what a recovery from Loud.
It's hard to tell in the moment, but someone needed to go through this entrance. The Killjoys ult would have cleared out Heaven, but Loud's only breathing room was the space behind them. When retaking B, it's usually a good idea to retake from as many choke points as possible, so that you can suffocate the offense into one area and they can't stop the defuse. The more map control you allow them, the harder it is to win. Well, it's been 9 rounds, but FNATIC have finally adjusted to the beatdown Loud have been giving them on A. They have 4 people here again, but Loud are adjusting to their adjustment. Fade and Viper are starting A, but the rest of their team is C. They are going to pop FNATIC's horn, which should keep them anchored as previously when their horn was broken. Loud have taken the space, but in reality, it's just going to be Viper. She's going to keep them busy, ensuring that her teammate's C hit isn't contested. Sadak starts his round by lobbing his orb to cover the cross, while Cowan's in breaks the spooky eyeball, and Viper has made it across. Now, since there isn't nearly as much commotion as previous rounds, Chronicle decides to rotate off. Something isn't right. Boaster and Durka push further to investigate rubble, to make sure it's clear, but Sadak swings and knocks out Durka. Guys, it's been 9 rounds and FNATIC still haven't gotten it down. You can't be letting the attackers out of this choke point. Get aggressive, get mean, get angry, get up in there and flush out these smokes. By allowing the offense to take this space, your defense is automatically at a disadvantage for almost nothing. But if you can get a firm stranglehold on this choke and set up a strong crossfire or even a position to catch early information on the third of this map, your team should be able to rotate in time and respond accordingly to what the attacker's next step in their game plan is. This comp has no flashes, no good way to get out of here once they've been locked out. FNATIC need to stop Loud from getting whatever they want. Have some backbone, guys. Regardless, Sadak has kept pushing up, but didn't notice Boaster, so he gets traded. But this team is already near C, countering Alphaye's setup. From previous rounds, Loud knows FNATIC have an op in play. To counter, Teets has triggered his TP audio cue, which has made Alpha feel uneasy. Teets could peek him from 2 different angles now, and if he goes down, his team is toast, so he backs off. Then the offense smokes top site to prevent a repeak. A Prowler goes through water, and Aspas breaks some of her bots with his satchel. FNATIC are being picked apart right now. Now, Loud were going to go back and meet up with Sadak, who thought he had a timing, but once he went down, Loud had no other map control, forcing them to NC. Aspas rips his showstopper, forcing FNATIC to back off, and buying time for Loud to set up in their post plant. Alarm bot for waterfall, nano for the spike, plus the perfect plant spot by turning into this corner. Usually with a spike in this position, you play for the spam, but Loud have another trick up their sleeve. Cowan Zin and Teets are lining up a Paranoia Haunt combo, so when FNATIC retakes, their utility is going to get fully cancelled out. How are FNATIC making their way back onto site?
As soon as Util starts to get flying and flown straight into it, sees out to the back, Paranoia, the Horn, over to the top, not quite landing the lineup actually, disrupted ever so slightly, he's still making a go of it. Running away in, they just have to hit these shots as well, the utility has faded away, but again, it's time pressure, it's ticking away, and Alfia with the op forced once more. You gotta save it, you gotta back away, it's not winnable.
Teets, I gotta rush out of here, the Slug Club need me. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for your time, Sluggy. Cute slugs, by the way. Oh, wait a second. What's this? He dropped something. Coach Potato's Patreon. Analysis and playbooks from the world's best coaches. A link in the description? Huh, interesting. I'll have to check that out. Regardless, FNATIC have another Band-Aid Viper ult setup that should patch up the leak they have on A. And they've moved the op to front B while Durka bunkers down on C. But wait, there's more to this. FNATIC have just come out of a timeout and they finally realized that Loud are anti-stratting the heck out of them. They now know Loud have done their homework. In their previous Lotus game against Billy, FNATIC had this setup with their Viper's ult. Killjoy had bots on A to help out Viper, plus mollies that would destroy the attackers since they'd be put down to 1 HP. Viper's also positioned in secret so that she can help out her Astra with some snake bites. Then on C, Durka and Leo can combo their nade Cs, which obliterated Billy's HP. So since they know Loud have done their research, they swapped their setup for this Viper's ult. Astra is now in tree, Viper is holding her own in her pit, and the once passive B site now has an operator waiting at the entrance, while Durka can still rip apart the offense's HP with all of this Killjoy utility that is no longer on A, but instead clogging up C. If Loud are really playing to counter FNATIC strats, they shouldn't expect this anti to the anti-strat. The offense kicks things off with another teleport audio cue, a Prowler, and a smoke at the entrance. If the op was here, it'd surely get pushed back. But because the Viper's pit is A, the op has to be on one of these 2 sites. So less jump spots, and Alpha shoots. He's forced to fall back, and to push him even further, Teets opens the door so that now the op has to worry about 2 different angles again. So with the defense now pushed back into their spawn, Loud's master plan reveals itself. Killjoy slams her lockdown on B, forcing Chronicle into this little sliver in his ult, and Loud know exactly where he's at.
Getting and hiding here, tucked to the corner inside the pit. There's a Prowler!
Wow, that's so good!
Just pre-firing it.
The lockdown pushes Chronicle into one half of his pit, and the Prowler gives away his location.
It's up to Boaster now. With the ult in, this timing is ridiculous, Boaster!
Loud have used their lockdown to manipulate FNATIC's positioning, and it's given them a free sight. Even with the Viper's Pit, FNATIC are still having problems on A. But FNATIC can't keep saving. They need some form of momentum. So Alpha drops and takes down Cowanson, and Durka wins his duel with less from stairs. Loud's player advantage has been sliced in half. But with the spike planted in such a prime spot, Tui smokes him and Sadak in, and he mollies to prevent FNATIC from coming any closer. But Durka's Paint Shells takes down Tui's.
That's how important it was. Sadak to 1v2 for FNATIC.
Since Alfier couldn't fight that well coming out of the smoke with his op, he whipped out a shorty and bounced around, throwing off Sadak's crosshair so that Durka could secure the round. Now, FNATIC won this one, but it was a 4 versus 2. Did they win it, or did Loud toss it? I mean, they're not the ones giving up A for free. Now, it only took FNATIC 11 rounds, but they finally figured out how to hold A. For real this time. Watch.
Of our first half, Nate sent flying immediately straight towards them. Durka just running right through the Nana Swarms. Wants another go of it. Here it is, the pull, collecting them all. The ult prime for the taking. With the showstopper going flying, no kills. Only damage being done. Aspas.
Leo
Dropping
stuck.
and falling. Leo stuck to the corner, but still it's a 2v5. It doesn't matter if he's stuck. You're trapped in here with me.
This is what me and Sliggy were talking about. Get your hands dirty and fight for this space. The comp sucks on offense at taking it, so why just give it to them? Loud abused this part of the map so much this game that it almost reminds me of that time where NRG took B-side on Pearl like 75% of the game. Remember how stupid that was?